It is 8 o'clock and yet another good day to be a Ugandan. We do thank the Lord, and without further ado, this is the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. Let's take a look at the headlines. In our headlines tonight, President Yoweri Museveni celebrates 80 years. And government officials congratulate President Museveni's able leadership on his birthday. State Minister for Fisheries Helena Doa blames criminality among the youth on parental negligence. And Lugazi Diocese to animate 2025 June 3rd Martyrs Day at Namugongo Catholic Martyr Shrine. Welcome to the UBC News Tonight. Once again, my name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and Dorothy Namuyomba on the sign language. The news in detail. A section of members of Cabinet and Parliament have described the journey of 80 years of the President Yoweri Museveni as one which has impacted the lives of many and built a generation and laid a foundation for the future. These birthday attributes came from the Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honourable Anita Among, the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja, the Minister Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, Alice Kaboyo, Balam Barugahara, among others.
And wish him all the best, because at 80 years, you can only thank God for that, because there are those who are born alive, but they never live to celebrate their 80th birthday. And why we celebrate it, that the 80 years of the president have been very impactful, especially look at the struggles which he had to liberate this country, and also in the last close 40 years of his presidency, he has transformed this country, and that's why the country is happy. And that's why we invest all this energy to celebrate his life, because he has made Uganda much better than the way it was. Kati tujaguze myaka 8 ya President Yoweri Museveni, ayo twebaza Katonda ku myaka egyo, kubanga banji bazalidwa naye tebasobola kutuuka ku myaka 8.
There are very few things that are not available. There are very few things that you can produce and they don't have a market. And that's what the economy is all about. People to have what they want in the needs. They have money to pay. If they have produced something, it has a market and a fair market. So that is the thing. And that definitely I contributed to President Museveni. Nobody else. He has the knack. Every time when he sees something, he calls me. He says, put it this way, put this one. For example, we want to have many Ugandans get into the constructive industry. He calls me and we work.
This time he said, no, let me go and celebrate it with my people.
What is there to celebrate about in a bigger perspective?
First of all, it is celebrating life, 80 years. Not many of our parents didn't get to those years. And also, to celebrate 80 years when he's still in power and able and, showing leadership, still visionary and able to lead and still healthy and strong, we thank God.
President buli kimu akituwadde atudeployinze mu government ye. Mukama wange chairman wange yamuwa obwa CDF. Nze yampa obwa minister w'abavubuka. Abasinga obungi tolooza nti yagimpa by mistake, yayagala mbeeremu abo abangi ba majority ate nga tebali bulungi. So yampa omulimu ogw'okuyiga era nja kuyiga. So tumusuubiza nti waba asazeewo nti agenda teeraliikirire agenda gikwasa abaana ba student abalungi nga bakulemberwa General Muhoozi. Ensi ajja gikwasa aba student abalungi. Nekyesagala kugamba bana Uganda nje tusobola okukaka president nti genda ekyo sikkiriziganya nakyo tetujja mukaka akole ki agende.
And more in our news tonight, Serere district has introduced a plan to self-employment to over 1,000 youth by December 2025. The plan follows increasing cases of youth engagement in criminal activities, which State Minister for Fisheries Helena Doa blames on parental negligence. This was during the belated Youth Day celebrations where government spokesperson Ofono Opondo challenged young people to better their livelihoods.
And you employ, you are given money, but it is not as beautiful as having your own farm within your house or within your land.
In July 2024, Parliament amended the Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Law to cater for youth. The special provision for district contracts below 10 million Uganda shillings was earmarked for young people with registered companies.
We have realized that young people, for some good years, they have been left out in involving in procurement. So the regulation has been passed to involve young people in procurement. So if there is any enterprise at the district level that is organized, they can apply for that.
Serere district has adopted the initiative to support self-employment.
We want 1,000 youth to be self-employed. 1,000 youth. We are going to make sure that these youth are going to be trained per county, and that is starting tomorrow. As we speak now, these youth who do black soldier fly are going to be visited tomorrow by this team of Arua.
It will keep youth away from criminality.
The parents go very early to the centers. The children go and stand in the centers. They don't have what to eat, and they get bad company.
When you are poor, in case you don't have something in the pocket, it is not a passport for you to beat people. It is not a passport for you to rape. It is not a passport for you to break necks that you are poor. No, no, no. You don't hide behind poverty to cause mayhem.
As much as these youth are getting spoiled, smoking weeds and all this, it is because the parents have no time for children. Some of us whose parents gave time are better in society.
The government spokesperson, Ofono Opondo, spoke to the youth as Serere district celebrated its belated Youth Day at Kateta sub-county.
No government, no leader will give you cash consistently in your pocket. It is the environment NRM is creating that is going to create wealth and prosperity in your pocket. Therefore, I ask you to embrace all the programs of government.
The recent population census shows Uganda as a predominantly young population. Children aged 0 to 17 years stand at 23.1 million people, which is 50.5%, while youth aged 18 to 30 years account for 10.4 million, which is 22.7%. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Uganda's labor justice system is undergoing significant modernization through the support of the International Labour Organization as part of various projects to improve efficiency and accessibility. ILO Country Director Caroline Amati Mugala told UBC that this digital transformation, underpinned by the ILO's Prospects project, will enhance the operations of the industrial court.
The International Labour Organization handed over digital tools, including tablet computers, to key stakeholders in the Industrial Court and the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development.
And for the Labour Market Information System, you do not have to come back here to see it running. You'll be seeing it from your home. because the idea is that the ministry will be collecting labor market information from different agencies and analyzing it and then disseminating it to you online. And for that purpose, ILO is donating high-end servers, 2 of them. These servers were specifically configured according to the requirements of the ministry. We were told they could not be gotten off the shelf because the ministry had special requirements. But the idea is that they should be able to manage information on labor market from the different agencies.
These tools will support judges, panelists and other officials during court sessions, ensuring quicker and more transparent resolution of cases.
It's broken into 3. We have the digitalization of the labor court, and that's why we handed some digital equipment to the Honorable Court Justice Linda in terms of them being able to use it during their judgments, and this is particularly supporting the electronic case management system of the court to be able to reach out to people far wide. And this can only happen through digitalization, where you can log into the court and be able to do your judgment, do your cases wherever you are. And as you heard what the judge said, that currently their system is being used internally. So they would want the system to be able to interact with people outside.
The digitalization process is expected to reduce case backlogs and enhance labor justice delivery across the country, with a focus on refugee hosting districts such as Kampala, Mbarara and Lira.
But this is also just a part of the process. We'll be supporting the court to be able to build that interface within their electronic case management system for it to be used by outsiders.
Alongside digitalization, the ILO's CAPSA project supported the industrial court by providing the 7th edition of the Laws Compendium, an essential legal resource consolidating Uganda's statutes and subsidiary legislation. In a broader effort to enhance workers' rights advocacy, the ILO provided a vehicle to the National Organization of Trade Unions, NOTU.
This transport means will go a long way. As you know, we operate countrywide, and we believe that we should be able to do our mandate since ILO is enabling us to do our work.
The ILO is driving a more efficient, transparent and fair labor system in Uganda, benefiting workers from all sectors, including refugees and those in vulnerable positions. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Transcultural Psychosocial Organization Uganda has evolved its approach to supporting communities and refugees. The founder, Patrick Onyango Mangen, told the media in Kampala the organization is shifting from a welfarist model to a sustainable and empowering approach. Let's have a look at the details.
In its early years, Transcultural Psychosocial Organization focused on grants and welfare-based support, but now, with funding becoming more difficult, they have introduced microfinance and empowering communities to become self-reliant.
In the early years of TPO, we tended to adopt a welfareist approach, meaning we're getting grants from donors and giving them out to communities. But over the years now, I think as funding has become difficult, we have started to innovate, looking at financial sustainability, microfinancing, working with community groups, like some of the testimonies you had in the room. You support communities to overcome their trauma. You engage them in self-empowerment, economic empowerment groups, and then they are able to fend for themselves. So that's what I would say. Looking back then, I think it is a strategic alignment that we could have embarked on then, but nonetheless, we have embarked on it now. And it's something we are rigorously pursuing to try and attain financial sustainability.
TPO Uganda's country director Peter Okwi emphasized the importance of innovation and diversification in response to the growing global competition for resources.
We have to be able to open up ourselves to third-party verification. Later today, you're going to hear about the CHS standard, which is a third-party verification of quality. TPO Uganda is one of the few, if not the only one, that has got that accreditation by going out and telling our partners that, hey, for every dollar that you give us, we can guarantee. And it's not just TPO who is saying it, it's an independent body that is saying that, yes, if you work with TPO, you'll be able to achieve more. Work with volunteer psychiatric assistants.
So, TPO has adopted task-shifting strategy where community volunteers are trained in basic psychological support to extend the organization's reach with fewer resources.
Hosting refugees comes with a number of challenges. One, you require adequate infrastructure. You need provision of adequate social services, such as health, education, and so on and so forth. You also require humanitarian assistance to the refugees. And above all, you need to provide adequate security to ensure that the refugees are protected. In the urban areas, refugees are very vulnerable, and this vulnerability is occasioned by lack of permanent sources of livelihoods. Hence, therefore, the need to partner with reputable NGOs such as TPO.
The organization empowers communities, focusing on economic empowerment and trauma recovery, where families and individuals are equipped to build a sustainable future.
A key area of our success as we celebrate 30 years is that TPO Uganda has increasingly become better governed. And that is demonstrated by the show of confidence that we have from our different stakeholders, the government, the beneficiaries, the funders, even the staff, where we have our personnel who are skilled staying with us for 20, 25, 30 years. That means there's a low labor turnover, there's a retention of skills.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Assistant Commissioner for Forestry at the Ministry of Water Environment, Bob Kazungu, has emphasized the validation of the Art Trees Registration Document, Monitoring Report, and Stakeholder Engagement Plan as key to safeguarding Uganda's forestry sector. This was during a stakeholder meeting in Kampala on the RED Plus initiative, a global framework that reduces emissions from deforestation and promoting sustainable forest management. Let's have a look.
Uganda's commitment to environmental conservation and its involvement in global climate financing mechanisms.
These documents include the Art Trees Registration Document and Art Trees Monitoring Report, as well as the Stakeholder Engagement Plan. Now, these documents were produced as a result of our engagement with the UN RED program, in which Uganda is a beneficiary of UN RED program support to improve on its requirements under the RED Plus program on how we can engage in RED Plus transactions moving forward.
The documents are essential for Uganda's compliance with the RED Plus framework and for its future participation in carbon trade markets.
We joined the Art Trees family because many countries have joined, so that we can try to see how Uganda can in the future benefit from RED Plus results-based payments while utilizing the Art Trees standard as the key. But all these documents that we've just shared with you are focusing largely on the safeguards component within those documents. Because this validation meeting is bringing on board stakeholders who are fundamental, who are key for safeguards aspects of RED Plus transactions.
Senior Program Officer for Environmental Management, Christine Batosa, emphasized that the RED Plus initiative is about improving the livelihoods of people who depend on forests.
But to achieve this, we need frameworks in place. For example, to comply with the standards. Today we've been validating documents related to art trees. With art, we mean the architecture for RED Plus transaction that developed the standard, which we refer to as the RED Plus Environmental Excellence.
The recent validation of key documents brings Uganda closer to participating in the global carbon trade. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The National Drug Authority has closed 79 drug outlets in southwest Uganda. The Regional Inspector of Drugs Southwest, who is the Senior Inspector of Drugs, Mulindwa Kudra, told the media that NDA operations were conducted in the districts of Isinjiro, Bushenyi, Ntungamo, Rwampara and Chiruhura. More details in this report.
Representative of the Regional Inspector of Drugs Southwest, who is the Senior Inspector of Drugs, Mulindwa Kudra, has briefed the media after one-week compliance enforcement operation.
Only the public to report any suspected drug-related crimes.
The operation was conducted in the districts of Isinjiro, Bushenyi, Ntungamo, Rwampara and Chiruhura.
This operation, the public should know that it is in line with NDA's mandate to protect and promote public health through effective regulation of human and veterinary medicines.
At least 183 boxes of assorted medicines worth over 50 million shillings were impounded.
The operation, 183 boxes of assorted medicines worth over 50 million Uganda shillings were impounded.
The Public Relations Manager, National Drug Authority, NDA, Abias Ramiri, said there are regional teams to support supervision and support the key mandate is easy access to safe and good quality medicine.
We find that most of the outlets, like these ones that we've crossed, that do not comply, it's the people who want shortcuts. Most people who are employing unqualified young people are of course looking for cheap labor. Those who are running drug shops in unmaintained outlets.
During the operations in 8 months, National Drug Authority recovered 1 billion shillings of stolen government drugs. Benon Mukwaya, Frederick Anyinye, UBC News.
Furthermore, in an effort to empower leaders in the Pentecostal churches, religious leaders have been advised to upgrade their education levels to enable them to compete in this modern world. The Chancellor of California River Life University from the USA, Dr. Jean H. Kim, told the congregation at the first graduation ceremony for the 200 graduates church leaders in the Pentecostal Church at Nsanji Christian Fellowship in Wakiso that education unlocks many issues. More details in this report.
The Chancellor of California River of Life University from USA, Dr. Jean H. Kim, has encouraged religious leaders in the Pentecostal churches to upgrade their education. He was at the first graduation ceremony of California River of Life University in Uganda, affiliated to its headquarters in the USA, where over 200 pastors, reverends and leaders were awarded bachelor's and master's degrees, diplomas and certificates in divinity, theology and Christian education.
Our professors are not generous. They give them a hard time, right? As you know, our professors, sometimes they are very strict. They ask tough questions in the class, and if you are not prepared, you'll be embarrassed, right?
This event was held at Nsanji Christian Fellowship in Wakiso. Dr. Han Lukito of California River of Life University in the USA encouraged the graduates to utilize their knowledge and be exemplary in the society.
With an academic degree, no human beings can fault you for being lazy. No one. I'm telling you right now, your degree proves that you are not lazy.
The academic dean of the university in Africa, Dr. Stephen Kayongo, says the university was established in Uganda in 2021 to empower religious leaders in the Pentecostal church. It has 12 branches across the country.
We have got a lot of doctrines that are disturbing the ministry, the churches in Uganda. We have a lot of heresies and poor teachings in the churches. So we are trying to maximize the knowledge of God and then minimize the errors in the churches today. That's why we are training these pastors. Some are not pastors, they're just leaders from different organizations. They come and study. Some are doctors, medics, some are politicians, some are social workers, but they have come to add all the theological studies so that they can also have that spiritual part of it.
The graduates promise to utilize the knowledge and skills to develop themselves.
I've learned through things to keep time when I'm preaching, to keep my vision, to keep my faithfulness in the Word of God.
Going to do what? On the grassroots, to explain those fake narrations, to tell them the truth of God like that.
Roofing's group made a notable contribution at the recent Community-Based Rehabilitation Conference in Entebbe by donating locally fabricated wheelchairs to children with disabilities. More details in this report. A 2020 World Bank report found that 16% of Ugandan children have a disability and are not able to attend school. The most common disabilities among children include difficulty in sight, which represents 6.5%, memory, which represents 5.4%, mobility, which represents 4.5%, and hearing, which represents 3.1%.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Roofings Uganda for supporting these young children.
At the recent Community-Based Rehabilitation Conference in Entebbe, Roofings Limited and Chaninga Child Development Center donated 5 wheelchairs to children living with disabilities received by the Right Honorable Rukia Nakadama Isanga, the 3rd Deputy Prime Minister.
How do we continue including people with disabilities? Many had not yet adopted the inclusion strategy. We want our people to be included as people with a disability in whatever they do.
We have this project of making wheelchairs, which are being made from local product that is grown here in Uganda, and that is bamboo.
Roofings Limited and Chaninga Child Development Center launched the Chaninga Mobility Project in 2023, which produces wheelchairs for children.
We realized that there is a need for a number of persons to move from point A to B, especially the young ones. And in Western Uganda alone, we had our statistics give us about 7,000 persons who require this kind of modality to be able to move. So this design is specifically for children, especially school-going children, whereby they can be able to transport themselves, and also, as you have seen them demonstrating here, but when they reach a classroom, they don't even need a desk. They will just turn a table, be able to write on it, or if it is time for food, they will eat using the same thing, and when they are going back home, they will pack it, and then be able to move back home.
Community-based rehabilitation aligns with the Sustainable Development Goals on enhancing health services, promoting equality for persons with disabilities, and reducing inequalities within communities. Wadulo Arnold, UBC News, in Entebbe. The Queen Mother of Bunyoro Chitara Kingdom, Her Majesty Margaret Karenga, has appealed to families in Bunyoro Kingdom and beyond to embrace cultural values so as to prepare for the next generation. She was addressing guests during the 50-year celebration of marriage of Haj and Hajat Mahmoud Kazim Biraine at their home in Kijura Township in Masindi District.
Kirungi abokutobomezi kandi akatuleta hamtwena omuka ya Haj na Hajat mukama asimu mu. nyongera n'okubaramukya musibire omuta twena twizire hano omuka ya haji na haji tusimira ruhanga abo kubashya emyaka 5 bali mu buswezi mukama asimwe kugibashya.
And a belief in what you're standing for. Though I cannot speak of 50 years of marriage, I can confidently speak of a commitment to politics. And that commitment is demonstrated by sticking to the purpose for which you stand, working to achieve those goals. And I have been blessed to have got counsel from Haji from time to time, and we've been able to work together in building the Congress which I believe in through and through. I would also like to thank my young protege who has been carrying the flag here in Bunyoro. I thank you for the good work you're doing in representing the Congress. As UPC, our commitment remains to Uganda, and most importantly, the people of Uganda. And
my mother, and I'm her first child, and through her, we've been so much blessed with the care of taking care of others, loving others. She has really groomed us into that kind of love. She's one person who is hardworking. She never stops even at her age of 70 years. She still loves, she still smiles, she still cares.
Abalozerewo emyaka yona egezere myaka 5 yenyikaire n'omwami wangu ono sweetheart wange
ebintu bakozere kubasiima okumpuliriza awokuba mbayire mukambwe muno hakukuza abaana bano tabakuze nekyejo nyo abange baitu babigumira.
We are glad to be celebrating our parents' 50 years in marriage today. It has been quite a journey for them, and we are here to celebrate them as they manage to raise us and give us an opportunity to be great people.
Hey! Yes!
Tuli wano leero ku Divine College Wakiso okutuusa obweyamu ew'omuwanguzi waffe owa school fees kubanga abadde akozesa pay with momo okusasula school fees za mwana we era awangudde school fees za term 3.
Nze nkolera Kagadi naye kinyanguyira okukozesa MTN momo olw'okubanga transport okuva Kagadi okujja ero Kampala mitwalo 6 nga nyiga *165 *8 asi nakozesa MTN momo nga balance yali asigaddeyo ne musasula. Kakati nange nafuuse omuwanguzi mu MTN momo. Ndi musanyufu nnyo abe MTN otuddiza. Bazadde bannange mbakubiriza okozesa MTN momo kubanga MTN yesigika, MTN mazima wanvu.
Together we're unstoppable.
Sometimes, the pressure of paying taxes can feel overwhelming. The temptation to cut corners and underdeclare your income may creep in. But before you make that choice, consider the cost. Underdeclaring taxes might seem like an easy way out, but the consequences can be severe. URA offers resources and payment plans to help you manage your taxes. You can pay in installments if it's difficult to pay in full. Transparency is key. Avoid penalties and unexpected liabilities by reporting everything accurately. To report corruption, call URA on our toll-free lines. Uganda Revenue Authority. Developing Uganda together.
Hey kids, we're going to count today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Enjoy 5 ways to love your baby, smoothen and protect your baby's skin with 5 new gentle formulations. Original to nurture your baby, aloe vera to protect your chibubu's skin, cocoa butter to comfort your pinku, mild scent to soothe your little one, and avocado to soften your buju skin. Available in all supermarkets, retail shops, and cosmetics shops near you. Move it, baby jelly. All day confidence.
It's true what people say, that when I wash and you wash your hands with soap, we'll have less infections as Ugandans. After all, it's hands that handle money. It's hands that feed us. Hands that prepare soil for farming. Hands that we use to learn. And hands that we use for fun.
When I wash and you wash, it means clean hands for all. So, wash your hands with soap and clean water regularly to keep away infections and disease-causing germs. This message is from the National Hand Washing Secretariat with support from UNICEF.
Indomie Instant Noodles is available in 3 flavors of chicken, beef, and vegetable. Buy your Indomie Instant Noodles in supermarkets and dukas near you anywhere across Uganda. Indomie Instant Noodles, Uganda's best-loved noodles.
The Ministry of Health informs the general public that there are some cases of Mpox detected in Uganda. The ministry, working with partners and affected district local governments, are doing their best to contain the situation. The signs and symptoms of Mpox are body rash, fever, general body weakness, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or cough, and swollen lymph nodes. You can prevent yourself from getting infected with Mpox by avoiding close contact with people who have been confirmed to have Mpox or who have signs and symptoms of Mpox, avoiding touching or sharing personal items like beddings, eating utensils, phones, or other belongings of a person who has the signs and symptoms of Mpox. Avoiding contact, including eating, with all wild animals, alive or dead, especially those known to carry the virus, such as rodents and monkeys, and those that appear sick or have been found dead. Getting vaccinated if you're among those who have been identified to be at high risk of Mpox infection. Mpox is treatable and usually goes away after 2 to 4 weeks. However, it can be severe, causing even death, especially among children, pregnant women, and those with other health conditions. For more information and support, contact your nearest health worker. Call the Ministry of Health's toll-free line on 0800 100 066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500.
Welcome back to still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. President Yoweri Museveni has referred to his 80 years journey as one which has been enabled by a contribution of different players and mercy of God. He was addressing supporters who convened at Chijaguzo Parish grounds in Semuto, Nakaseke district, to celebrate his 80th birthday anniversary.
The Vice President of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo, the Speaker of Parliament Anita Mo, and her Deputy Thomas Tayebwa and Prime Minister Robin Anabanja led the government his side at President Yoweri Museveni's birthday celebration at Kijakuzo in Semuto, Nakaseke district. Other guests, including ministers, former prime ministers, service chiefs, NRM senior members, formed the celebration congregation. The chairperson of the Uganda Episcopal Conference and Michana Diocese Bishop, Right Reverend Bishop Dr. Anthony Zua, accompanied by the Bishop of Mbara Archdiocese, Kalisti Rubaramira, led the birthday liturgy.
Congratulations, Your Excellency, for attaining that golden landmark in your life.
Shortly after the prayers, the birthday boy Yoweri Museveni, in company of the First Lady, Mama Jenti Kataha Museveni, joined the celebrants. Performance from Ethiopians, Congolese and Ugandans lit up the birthday celebrations. The Mufti of Uganda, His Eminence Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubaje, First Daughter Pastor Patience Rabogo, Retired Bishop Eldad Kironde, Metropolitan Unanimous Mosei prayed for the day.
We thank you for the service you have rendered to the people of Uganda. As the President of Uganda, you have demonstrated your willingness to be a servant of God's people.
Mzee turns 80 today. We pray that you will reward him for his faithful stewardship of the gifts and talents you gave him, for he has multiplied those gifts 100-fold. May you reward him with many more years of health, peace, and joy. We pray that you will bless the new decade he's beginning.
The First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni was among the ceremony's intercessors.
We remember that many decades ago, in the forests of Luwero, a young Yoweri Museveni was a hunted man.
Janet's prayer was full of memory of the dark days of Museveni's revolutionary journey.
From Luwero, the fire of revolutionary zeal spread across the country until the whole country was liberated. So it is fitting for us to return here to Luwero to give thanks, because it was the center of the Bush War.
And this was the long-awaited moment. The speaker of the day included the Minister for Luwero Triangle, Els Kaboyo, and Vice Presidents, retired Major Jessica Alupo.
We congratulate you, Your Excellency, upon this significant milestone of your life, but also thank you for allowing us to celebrate with you as a bigger family of Uganda.
We are here in big numbers to bear testimony that your 80 years on earth have not been in vain. In fact, your 80 years have largely been dedicated to serve humanity, and we sincerely appreciate you and your family, including Mama and all the children and the grandchildren, for the time that you have dedicated to serve humanity.
The joy of your birthday, boy Yoweri Kaguta Museveni thanked the Lord for the gift of life and family.
For life. All these 80 years, I think God. Secondly, I salute my parents who brought me up. Thirdly, I thank Mama Janet for giving me a family, very beautiful family.
He saluted the Pan-Africanists who helped him in the early days of his struggle.
I want to thank the Africans who helped us. Who helped our struggle. Especially Mwalimu Nyerere, Samora Machel, Muammar Gaddafi, and even Arap Moi to some extent.
To him, it is not only about an individual of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, but rather a celebration of everyone's contribution.
Therefore, the Kujaguza here, the celebration here is not about Museveni, because Museveni did not do all these things alone. That's why I said when my children wanted to celebrate, they wanted us to go to Virembo. They had heard about Virembo, but I said Virembo is a bit far. Let's do it in Shijaguzo. It's nearer. We are really celebrating the struggle of the people of Uganda.
To the people of Nakaseke, Museveni apologized for the sorry state of Matuga, Nakaseke Road and others.
I'm sorry about the road from Matuga to Mawale to Semuto, I think to Kapeka. We are tarmacked that road, but it was done with a small strength tarmac,
He, however, notes that he is impressed about the level of improvement in the housing sector in Greater Luweero.
When we came here in the war, you were in the grass huts or using emuli and emiti, using reeds and poles. But now I can see all of you are using bricks and cement and mabati. Thank you so much.
Museveni reassured Ugandans that with the help of the land laws that now Uganda has, no one should be afraid of forceful and illegal evictions. He also recommitted to double the effort in as far as agitation for free education for all is concerned. His birthday gift to Kijaguzo was 50 million shillings in cash and a brand new bus to Kijaguzo community. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
Freelancing is an emerging trend in modern workforce, significantly shaping the future of work. In recognition of this, the Innovation Village hosted the inaugural Freelancer Summit in Kampala, bringing key players in the sector. According to the report by the African Development Bank, the gig economy is expected to contribute over $300 billion to Africa's economies.
The shift to remote work is accelerating globally, and freelancing has become an attractive option for those seeking flexibility and work-life balance. Recognizing this trend, the Innovation Village, in partnership with MasterCard Foundation, Bakash Media and Craft Academy, organized an inaugural Freelancer Summit.
In looking at the future of work, we built a community of young people who we call freelancers, other people call them gigsters. And the importance is the knowledge that these skills that they have are needed everywhere across the world. They are needed whether it's content creation, graphic designers, website builders, people doing marketing, and so many different skills, especially in a world where technology is ruling.
This summit in the heart of the city, Kampala, seeks to unlock new freelancing opportunities, develop essential skill sets, and address the challenges within the gig economy.
So ours was to discover how best we can business model every individual freelancer to operate as if they're a business. Because when a client comes in, they are not dealing with you. They want the same experience they would get with an agency. They want the same experience they would get with a corporation, from the beginning to end.
Freelancing is absolutely very valuable because in this economy, we can all attest to the fact that you can't really survive on one source of income. And what freelancing helps you to do is that you can be able to do other projects even when you have your mainstream or even when you don't, because there are people whose full-time is freelance.
Freelancing, which cuts across various sectors of the economy, contributes to economic growth by enabling entrepreneurship, innovation, and access to specialized skills. However, it also has its challenges and gaps. These include job security, underpayment, and worker protections that presents opportunities for innovation and security nets.
You hear so many freelancers who say, I offered a service, but I have not been paid. Freelancing is not free. It's actually a profession that someone can build in the absence of jobs.
Contract is very important because it's the only legal document that stipulates what you're needing to transact about. It will give you the scope of work you're going to do, the consideration, which is the money, the time you're going to invest in this project. It's the only thing that will safeguard you because it will be written and expressed. So we always advise so that the terms do not change.
Freelancing is likely to continue shaping the future of work with more emphasis on flexible, project-based collaborations and skills training. According to the World Economic Forum, the ongoing shift towards artificial intelligence and algorithm-driven labor will displace at least 85 million jobs globally over the next 5 years. Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Students from Makerere University's Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, alongside peers from other universities, were encouraged to actively promote Uganda's tourism sector. This sector was highlighted as a promising opportunity for youth entrepreneurship, with the guest of honor State Minister for Tourism and Antiquities, Honorable Martin Mugara, stressing its potential.
Former President of the Confederation of Uganda Tourism Associations, Herbert Byaruhanga, has urged individuals to engage in tourism-related ventures such as birdwatching, building lodges, and opening hotels to attract tourists.
Now, these ones are in tourism. There are millions of opportunities, there are millions of jobs in tourism business, but they require people with a good attitude. They require people who have understood, they have product knowledge, which can help them to get jobs in the tourism business.
He also advised the youth to use social media responsibly, avoiding negative activities like demonstrations and strikes, which could limit their career opportunities in the industry.
I also encourage the youth to avoid getting involved in trends, negative trends that move around, people demonstrating, people striking, spreading negative news on social media about their own country. It's not worth to spoil your own country where you live, because tomorrow you are killing your own opportunities. You want to look for jobs, you want to get money. If your country doesn't have money, then you cannot, it cannot attract investors, it cannot attract tourists. Now,
the executive director of the Uganda Hotel Association, Jean Byamgisha, cautioned the students to be mindful of what they post on social media, and it could affect their careers after graduation.
Many times are very unrealistic. It's good to have this sort of career guidance for them to be able to come into the industry and to manage expectations. We are here, we are telling them in black and white what the industry is like.
She encouraged the youth to leverage social media for business promotion and networking.
Now machines are taking over many of these jobs, so this is the kind of information that they need so that they can be able to better prepare themselves for the world of work.
The head of the Department of Tourism and Hotel Management at Makerere University, Celestine Katongoli, urged the students to focus on acquiring the necessary skills that would help them start their own businesses in the tourism industry.
One of the activities that feed into this day is a tourism students conference, which we are having here at MUBS. We have invited over 17 education institutions that train tourism in Uganda. This industry, it's an industry that is going to promote peace, it's going to promote livelihoods improvement, and it's an industry that is going to support in the creation of jobs for the younger people.
Minister for Foreign Affairs, Iteso Cultural Union, Eliyahu Davidson has said that the Atekar Teso have prepared this cultural reunion to unite all groups of Teso and ensure cultural preservation. He said they are seeking to explore opportunities and linking its people to trade.
Uganda, since the separation of the famous original Tekel, grouping 150 years, have organized an event scheduled for 27th to 29th November. Iteso Culture Union targets supporting tourism and helping Iteso enlarge their market.
We also want to see how to explore opportunities when it comes to trade within this region. You find that, like for us in the Ateker Uganda chapter, we do a lot of production. One, the local economy here will benefit out of it, because most of those people who are coming here, over 30,000 people, shall be hosting them here in Uganda, in Soroti. So it first will improve the local economy. Then two, to also support tourism. Then the biggest will be supporting our households.
The Iteso Culture Union Prime Minister Andrew Chole has appealed for public to support as they host their counterparts from South Sudan, Kenya, Tanzania and Nigeria.
Appealing to public that when we come to you and when we get to you, when we knock on your doors, please support us in either any form such that we're able to host our brothers. So you should be able to really give us a hand in this.
He said that culture is disappearing among the young generation, which could affect their destiny.
We want to see how to manage and harmonize issues of conflicts around raiding between the communities.
Culture is disappearing and we are finding it a very difficult thing. So we are utilizing this opportunity to promote culture. So we want to make our kids understand that there are things that define Ateker. There are things that define our culture as Iteso.
Minister for Institutional Development, Iteso Culture Union, Grace Kiremal, said this reunion is an opportunity in tourism for Teso in terms of investment within Teso sub-region.
Government is working with the Iteso to develop that sector, but as Iteso Cultural Union and the Iteso at large, we are at the forefront of ensuring that we harness the economic potential that we have in the tourism industry. So this event of the reunion and the coronation anniversary is an opportunity that we want to harness. So we welcome investors to Teso region to develop the tourism industry.
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Do join us at 10 o'clock for another bulletin. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold and Dorothy Namuyomba on Sign Language.
My name is with the weather update. We are still having light isolated thunder showers in most parts of the country. Nevertheless, other areas experiencing sunny intervals. Seeing the satellite picture, we're having the rainbow diffused over most parts of our country, but in combination with moist winds that are coming from the southeasterlies coming into our country, with local effects like Lake Victoria bringing us the rains that we're having later tomorrow morning. We expect to wake up to a bright sunny day in the central part of Uganda. Moving into the eastern, we continue with sunny intervals. On the western stretch, going to the northern sector, we are seeing a pickup of light showers, parts of Gulu and parts of Arua, but the rest of the areas with sunny intervals. Moving to the afternoon hours, we are seeing a pickup of thunder showers dominating most parts of the central at a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius across parts of Masaka and Mbende, and then 30 degrees Celsius across Nakasongola, Kapesiti, Kampala with 28 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon hours towards the eastern part, we are seeing a pickup of light showers still at a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius across parts of Jinja and Trora, the nearby areas, and so to with the 29 degrees Celsius. The western stretch, a continuation of rains is expected in afternoon hours apart from parts of Kabalu. We are seeing the sunny intervals at maximum 25 degrees Celsius, and the rest of the area is 29 apart from Kasese, we are seeing a 30 degrees Celsius. The northern sector, a pickup of thunder showers is expected to dominate in afternoon hours at a maximum 30 degrees Celsius across Karamoja regions, and then parts of Gulu, Lila, and parts of Arua with a 29. Moving out of Uganda, 250s across the globe forecasting is sunny conditions across parts of Dubai and Cairo at a maximum of 39 degrees Celsius across Dubai and 35 across Cairo. Nairobi with sunny intervals at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius, and London with a 21 and sunny intervals. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Tessa Millie. Stay tuned and see you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Namunkekela Agro-Processing Industries Limited, NAPIL, presents the Namunkekela Laotian Industrial Park Trade Show and Bazaar under the theme Celebrating Local and Foreign Investment on Friday 27th to Saturday 28th September 2024 at Kapeka Industrial Park starting at 9 a.m. Entrance is free. Are you a business person, school, or consumer of authentic Ugandan products? Don't miss this chance for incredible discounts on premium items like ceramic tiles, electricals, garments, shoes, bags, TVs, agricultural tools, dried mangoes, and pineapples. Guests of honor are Minister for Investment, Honorable Evelyn Anite, and the Chief Coordinator Operation Wealth Creation, General Salim Saleh. Come and enjoy Uganda's top artists. Would you like to exhibit? Call 0783-293-348 or 0757-896-914. Kapeka, the center for all your quality products.
The East Africa UK Tourism and Culture Expo 2024 is here, happening on 8th and 9th of November 2024 under the theme Enhancing Tourism as Engine for Social and Economic Transformation on the sidelines of WTM London at the Rembrandt Hotel, 11th Thurlow, PI South Kensington, London, SW7 2RS, United Kingdom. For tickets, exhibitors will pay £1,000 and participants will pay £300. For more information, call +256 787 096 100 or +254 795 806 969. Visit www.eauktourismexpo.com to register.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
I'm Lieutenant Solomon Kagogwe. I'm a graduate architect working with the UPDF Engineers Brigade. I'm here in Soroti. I'm the site engineer for the ongoing projects within the city and also within the district local government. We are doing a construction of Soroti Regional Referral Administration Block in the Soroti Regional Referral. And I'm the site engineer. The project is phased out into 2 phases, and the first phase is supposed to do substructures and up to first floor, and then we come down and we finish, and when we operationalize the ground floor, we have attained 80% completion. What is pending there is painting, the floor works, floor internal finishes, and the ceilings. And then I'm also the site engineer of construction of a 2-staff accommodation block in Asurete Health Center 3, which is within the district. Asurete is along Selere Road. The construction has just begun. The project cost of that project is 400 million and is supposed to take 6 months. We have so far consumed 1 month, and we are in substructures. We are backfilling and compacting of hardcore. We hope to cast the slab within the next weeks. The project percentage is 27 completion of that Asurete 2-staff accommodation block. Where we are right now is the ongoing construction of Soroti Local Government District Administration Block. In the Soroti Regional Referral Hospital Administration Block, the project we started the project 8 months ago. We have been on site for 8 months now. The contract period was they first gave us